Alright guys, welcome back to the Wood Shop. Welcome back to another episode of Cool Tool Tuesday, because it's a Tuesday and you're watching this video. And what we're going to be talking about today on this episode
is the drum sander. So let's get into this thing. Let's go!
What we're going to be talking about today is the drum sander, but more specifically, it is the Supermax 1938 drum sander by Supermax Tools.
They don't care.
What? That was exciting.
They don't care too much about it.
Let's go.
Okay, so this is a 1938 Supermax drum sander.
Whoa, come on.
So I just replaced the sandpaper. You can see it's a little dusty, but that's the drum. I have 80 grit sandpaper on there right now. I have a Wixie digital readout for the thickness. It goes 4 inches, you can see. But this turns on, so it's at 0.745. It's almost at 3/4 inches. This is where you turn it on to start the drum. This is for the pad, the conveyor belt, I would say. But if you guys don't have the money for a drum sander like this one, this also has 4-inch dust collection system, and I have a dust collector over there.
But wait, it gets better because there's also a piece of duct tape on there.
The duct tape is great because it holds the suction power.
Right.
Duct tape's awesome for that.
That's great.
But anyways, we have a 4-inch disc sander. We also have a 5-inch disc sander if you guys just want to keep sanding boards constantly in.
Because you guys got to remember, this whole video series is dedicated to teaching you guys how to build the dream shop, and that requires a budget most of the time, because let's face it, we're not going to go out and just go buy one of these things just to have it.
No.
Because that's insane.
But I kind of did.
Yeah, but we were also working on a build.
We were working on a build and I needed it. So, but I had this and I was using this and I didn't like it. So I went and bought this and I didn't like it. So then I bought this.
Yeah, but these were both really good.
They're great because you can do fine detailing with this. You just can't surface plane a board this wide and make it exactly 3/4 inches or 1 inch, however thick you want it. This does a great job at it. A thickness planer also does a great job, but this makes it really fine-tuned and perfect for all the box joints, for drawers, dovetailing, all that kind of stuff.
All the fancy stuff.
Fancy stuff. Very fancy.
I mean, or just cutting boards. I mean, it could be helpful for those too.
Wait, I'll show them this too. So, I just took out the old sandpaper of the drum sander. You can kind of see all the lines in there. This was in there for a couple months. I was using this thing constantly.
So that's pretty good.
This is total garbage. We don't need that anymore. This saved the belt. This is a rubber stick. It's basically a pad of rubber that's hot glued to a stick, and I bought it at the local hardware store. So I can open this up, turn this on, and run this on here, and it'll clean the belt. I don't know if you can see that on the film, but it works out pretty good.
Pretty innovative.
It's great. You can even use an old shoe.
We definitely haven't done that.
No, I have. I totally have. It's great. It works phenomenally. And I just threw that, and I should have put it in my basket.
Because now we're looking for it on the next build. But we're not going to be able to find stuff.
But the thing is, about that sandpaper that I just threw away over there, that was like $15. It kind of stinks. It's kind of expensive. But it does last a long time. If you take care of your tools, you gotta take care of your tools. If you don't, just throw them all in the garbage, because
you're just gonna waste.
You're gonna waste so much money, and there's no point in keeping them.
Right. Like these guys now, you know, if you were doing an intense build and you were doing a lot of sanding, you would go through a lot of sandpaper. So this really for $15 wasn't too bad.
And you have to have dust collection. If you don't have dust collection, you will die.
It will be awful.
It will completely kill you.
Right, and that's why we put the duct tape on there, just for some reassurance.
And I always make sure my dust collector is clean and ready to go for the job. For these, use your regular portable vacuum.
Yeah,
because
pretty simple.
It's pretty simple. Don't die. Please. It's not okay.
It's worth hooking up a vacuum.
It's worth hooking up a vacuum because you're going to be working with it all day, and I don't want to be sneezing out
Dust.
Sawdust.
So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna answer the question, probably the reason why you guys clicked on this video, which is what is the best alternative if you cannot get a drum sander? What do? You can't get one, you kind of need one, you gotta build, you gotta make it happen. Do you sand like crazy with these, or what's the second option that you would offer the viewers as a...
Well, if you had a thickness planer, try to use that as the best you can.
Yeah. And then just like sand the rest like
sand
crazy.
the rest, because it would be just like tiny fine lines.
Yeah. See, now on Instagram, I'll see a lot of people who say they don't have one of these or a planer, and they like to do everything by hand.
I mean,
but
you can.
It's gonna take
a long time, and then you want to make sure, like, okay, when I first started using these sanders, you're sanding a seam, right? And you see the glue, and then you take it, and here's your board, like this. Let me unravel this thing. You have your board, and you're gonna sand the seam, and you put your board on it. You put your sander on an angle.
Yeah, because you're like, I want to get that glue.
You want to get the glue off, and then you land up like putting a giant divot in your panel, and then you're out there sanding for hours to try to get the thing out. You should have just waited and just...
Yeah. So like nice passes with the sanders.
If you're really gonna sand panels, I pick up a 5-inch disc sander and get like 40, 60, 80 grit, highest grit they have, and then just sand down your glue seams.
Yeah.
It's gonna be very difficult though. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, I would even use like a jack plane if you don't even have a planer. Use a jack plane, take off all the excess that you can. Take a hand scraper, hand scrape it, anything possible of using any type of hand tool, and then get to using sandpaper, because you'll burn through sandpaper, especially if you don't let the glue dry, and you just get glue bound up on your sandpaper, and you just ruin the whole pack of $11 of whatever. It's like 8 discs.
Yeah.
So
definitely keep that in mind when you guys are working on your stuff. Now, what do one of these cost right now?
I think this one costs about $1,200.
And it doesn't come with the Wixie thing. That's an add-on.
No, this is an extra $100.
Do you recommend that?
I recommend this totally for everybody.
Yeah, you've had that in the shop for what, 2 years now?
I've had this in the shop for 2 years. It's burned through one battery, and you can kind of see the depth gauge that it kind of gives you. It's not bad, but it's very hard to read because that point isn't very accurate. This thing is dead on every time. So definitely pick one of these up. This is really nice to use. I'll even turn it on so you guys can see. You can see how fine-tuned it is. So, oh, he just got a freaking out. There's a bug in the shop.
What the heck is that thing?
That's a beetle. It landed on him. Oh. But he just killed it.
Well, it's annoying. It's ruining the video. So we had a brief interruption where like a bug came in.
It was a bug and it landed on his shirt and he freaked out.
Yeah, so we had to cut that, and so now we're gonna do final thoughts on
Final thoughts on the drum sander. Get one if you can, because they're awesome. But if you can't, get some orbital sanders and you'll be okay. Get some hand planes, you'll be all right. And get this if you have this, because this Wixie thing is phenomenal. So.
Oh yeah. So basically, guys, nothing's stopping you guys from getting out in the shop and creating. You don't need the fanciest tools ever. You guys can make it happen with what you got. That's what we did for a very, very long time out here. So with that all being said, I hope this video helped you guys out in your process of building the dream shop. Be sure to drop a like down on this video if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button, drop a comment below so we can make more videos like this in the future as we move into the future.
Yeah. Moving into the future.
We're moving into the future, right? Yeah. So drop a comment down below if you guys enjoyed this. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. That includes Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So check us out on all those. Links in the description as always. But we got to get to the next build.
We'll see you in the next one.